Hi, Wenzel from Hooch here. I would like to talk about collective decision making. I think that the issues we face in today's society are extremely complex ones and we can't address them anymore alone. We need to find a way to make collective decisions in order to bring all sorts of diverse sources of knowledge together and find new creative ways to cope with the situations that we find ourselves in. There's 5 different knowledge cultures, at least that's what Valerie Brown argues, the director of the local sustainability project, a great organization in Australia. So the first knowledge culture is the individual, the second the community, the third the specialist, the fourth the organization, and the fifth the holistic knowledge. So all these knowledges have a completely different way of dealing with knowledge, a different way of acquiring knowledge, a different way of validifying knowledge, and they are unable to communicate at the present. We find ourselves in a situation where organizations, political organizations, corporations have the most power and make all the decisions. Not all, but a lot of the big decisions are made by large corporations and political organizations. And the knowledge culture of an organization is inherently unethical, not because they have bad intentions, but because the prime purpose of an organization is to maintain itself. So what I'm arguing here is that an organization and specialists, all these knowledge cultures, need to come together in a knowledge hierarchy in order to find a new way to make decisions. So here is a knowledge hierarchy. This diagram shows all the knowledge cultures nestling together and forming a knowledge hierarchy. In the middle we have holistic knowledge, the star, the essence focus. Around it are the organizations. So instead of having organizations circle around self-interests and capital gain, they should be revolving around a holistic focus. The black lines right here are specialized knowledge. They are drawn separately because specialized knowledge is inherently fragmented. If you look at Oxford, for example, in the 19th century, you can see that philosophy and physics were the same thing. Now we have them both as completely separate schools, and we have a subgroup of analytical philosophy, environmental philosophy, and so forth, and subgroups of different kinds of physics. So specialized knowledge tends to fragment itself. Then we get community knowledge on the outside here. This is community knowledge. Community knowledge is based on shared symbols, shared experience, and often is actually more accurate than scientific knowledge. That's something that might sound surprising to somebody living in the 21st century, but a study showed that the nuclear fallout around the Windscale power plant in Britain was actually more accurately observed by local farmers than by scientists. On the outside we have individual knowledge, these dots right here. Individual knowledge is inherently subjective. Every individual forms their own worldview by what comes in through the senses and then tends to reject what doesn't match with their worldview. So each knowledge culture has their strengths and weaknesses, but if we bring them together and create a holistic focus, a cross-fertilization will happen, in which knowledge cultures will share their experiences, learn from each other, and create ingenious new solutions. And this actually has been proven by Valerie Brown, the director of the local sustainability project. She's followed 10 different projects for 6 years and analyzed how these projects were bringing different knowledge cultures together. And whenever a hierarchy was formed, whenever different knowledge cultures collaborated, the projects were successful. So what I was thinking would be really cool is to create a cell phone app that would allow knowledge cultures to collaborate. I don't really know exactly how that would work, but I think this study is really valuable and can help us a lot in finding a way to deal with complex problems, with global problems, in a more sustainable way.